Welcome back, trackside. Once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series fires things off for one of the final few times here in season number 9. That's right, we're right around the corner from crowning a season number 9 champion just tonight and next week on tap for these drivers to try to walk away with the season championship. We'll see who lays it down with the fast time here in the Premier Racing Setup qualifying session. Drivers already on track. Track temperature above 100 degrees. It is going to be some treacherous driving out there, especially out of turn 3. We're going to keep our eye out of turn number 3 all night long here tonight. But speaking of trackside, before we head in that general direction, how you doing? How you feeling? Out there in TV land, race fans, glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, bringing you all the calls from trackside. Speaking of that trackside, let's go ahead and throw some of those qualifying times over to the left-hand side of your screen. You can see Alex Wiggins, top of the speed charts, quick time here in qualifying, 28:55 for that fast number 11. Look for Wiggins to upset some of the points leaving Phoenix here tonight. He was one of the fast drivers earlier in practice here today, so that 11 has unloaded quick. You better watch out for him. How about Bledsoe slotting in third here in qualifying? One of the only drivers with above a 50% finishing rate inside of the top 5. Look for that 24 to be fast here tonight. So with that all being said, just about 1 minute remains on the stopwatch, and only Andrew McConville yet to put in his time lap. We'll see McConville head across the screen here in just a handful of moments. But Alex Wiggins pretty much coming out of nowhere, outside of the top 10 in your point standings coming into tonight's race, just has kind of lingered in the background for the majority of the season. Unloaded here at Phoenix, and he showed up to show out tonight, that's for sure. We'll look to see if that 11 can keep McConville at bay. He's going to do so. That's going to write it all for race number 11 in the 12-week season here with the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. We're going to step away for a brief commercial break, head trackside for your national anthem and your starting lineup. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave
And quickly, drivers are going to roll off of the starting grid already. Said here tonight, as you can hear the music in the background, you know the sounds, you know it's time to run down the starting lineup in the Rattlesnake 127, starting inside row number 1, your pole sitter behind the wheel of that real tree number 11 Camaro, Alex Wiggins, will bring us to the green flag. Cody Schultz just to his outside. Last week's race winner, Lieutenant Carlos Ramos, going to start inside row number 2 beside Bledsoe, Dofing, and Moore. Back in 3. Row 4, Burlow and Argabright, Abati and Coro Wing Jensen round out your top 12 quickly into some action. And green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Phoenix. Quickly to the green flag here tonight from Phoenix Raceway. This 1 mile tricky little track. It's unlike any other with that dog leg, and this is the older configuration, so drivers are going to have to kind of relearn these corners. Right, it kind of threw us all for a loop when they reconfigured and moved that start-finish line back just to, well, just around about, right about here or so. Crazy little deal. But anyways, back to the old school Phoenix. We're going to continue racing here tonight in Avondale, Arizona. What a wonderful day here. Nice day. I know the temperature's a little high, track temperature's a little high, but the fans in the stands enjoying a great show, a great weekend of racing here tonight. Culminated with the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. Ramos making some spots and making some headway, looking for the top spot early. The 97 looking to go back to back. Ramos now takes a peek to the outside. Will he be able to make the move to the outside in turn number 1? We'll pull even at the front of the field. A little bit of an advantage on the bottom. Wiggins going to keep the top spot for the moment. Ramos charging hard. No dog leg here in this configuration. Old school racing at its finest. Ramos trying to hang it high, wide, and handsome out there on the high side. Going to pull even. Momentum will be there, and Carlos Ramos will take the lead of the Rattlesnake 127. So for the first time here tonight, new race leader at the front as the lieutenant takes charge. Lap number 5 going to go on the board, so we'll drop the timing and scoring back over there to the left-hand side of your screen. Let you follow along and find your favorite driver in the field here tonight. Tight little racing back here. Let's go back to the Hot Wheels 41 Toyota Super driven by Doug Argabright, leading the point standings coming into tonight's race. Argabright leading by just 10 points, so the point standings still up for grabs. Hot and heavy battle inside of your top 5. You can include Daniel Jensen as well as Carlos Ramos. With Ramos with that win last week, catapulted him 4 positions in your point standings. If he can go back to back, walk away with the most laps led here tonight as well, look for Ramos to be in contention when we head into the final week of racing action coming at you just next week. So it's right around the corner. Mark it on your calendars. Homestead Miami Speedway. We're going to have some hot, heavy action down in Homestead. Nonetheless, let's jump around the track just a little bit. Let's bring you some more of the battles out there. You can see the 51 of Nick Burlow making his way around the 45 of Abati, who's struggling just a little bit. Familiar man at the front of the field, the Harbor Freight's number 16 of Derek Moore. Nobody can touch him in the winners column. He's walked away with 4 wins so far this season. No matter what anybody else does, nobody's going to be able to catch up to him in that winners column, so he will be the winningest driver here in Season 9. But will he win that all-important big trophy at the end of the season? Came into tonight's race sitting in second. We'll see if Moore can make some headway on your points leader. Nose to tail racing action, second and third on the racetrack. Let's take a little look off of the front end. There you can see Lentz joined Cody Schultz running in that fourth position. A little look at Bledsoe, Wiggins, and Ramos just off in the distance, just out front. And listen to how long he's got to wait to get back on this throttle. Already out of the gas. Deep into the corner, almost completely on corner exit before throttling back up. You can see Derek Moore making some headway on the bottom. Let's go back to another onboard camera here, the Red Mist podcast onboard camera with the 45 of Abbasi, looking for a little bit of a diamond and crossover move on the 51 of Burlow. Gonna work to the inside, down the back stretch through the dog leg and back to 3. You can hear him throttle up once or twice there, try to get the car pivoted and turned before getting back fully on the throttle, unable to make the complete pass just yet. Burlow gonna hang tough to the outside. Meanwhile, Ramos has got some company once again. Wiggins running him back down that real tree number 11. We told you earlier here already, he unloaded fast, he unloaded quick. Look for him to be a factor throughout the course of tonight's race. Look forward to that number 24 running in third to be a big factor in tonight's race as well. Ramos making it look easy here tonight. Nice and easy to that inside yellow line. Able to keep the car right there running. Doesn't look like he's washing up the racetrack. Doesn't look like he's losing the front end at all through the corners. You can see him head to that middle high lane through 3. Gonna cut it back down on the bottom of corner exit. Carry it out to the wall. Lap in the bag. And Ramos back to the bottom in 1. He just looks smooth here tonight. Just nice, smooth ride. Tell you what, let's see if we can. Well, there you go. Let's take a look off of the tail end of this 97 machine. We thought we had an onboard, an in-car onboard shot here with the Ramos, but Ramos carrying our back camera for us here tonight. Looking back at the field, trying to chase him down. Your pole sitter right behind him. There's Alan Bledsoe looking to make a move. Bledsoe's gonna make a move. Burlow gonna make a move as well in the back of this field. Burlow on the wing, going at it forward positions, 10th and 11th on the racetrack. Christian Abati able to get by Burlow back on lap number 12. This is where the battle really is. The second, third, fourth for the moment. This is your closest battle on the racetrack. Tell you what, let's go back in the tail end. Can we get the tail end of the field, guys? Let's go back here. Daniel Jensen, Andrew McConville, Zach Miller, they're going at it. It's not about being at the front. You don't always have to be at the front of the field to be making big moves, to be making action happen. The U.S. Army, number 38 machine of Zach Miller, looking for a little bit more here tonight. Qualified in 13th, has dropped 1 spot into that final position in the running order. We'll see if he can't reel in the 10, the 4, or the 99, because they're all right here running, all within striking distance. Nick Burlow has a little bit of a gap out in front of these 4 drivers. But the Mustangs, these 4 Mustangs in a row in the tail end of the field, man, they just seem to be struggling a little bit on pace in comparison to the trio of Fords at the front. Derek Moore, Cody Schultz, Jake Duffing running 4th, 5th, 6th on the racetrack. 3 Fords trying to chase down 3 Chevys. Lap number 20 going to go on the board. Long green flag run to open things up here tonight in the Rattlesnake 127. And I tell you what, if you haven't witnessed a race from Rattlesnake Hill, yes, that's where the race name comes from here tonight. Just an amazing vantage point and viewpoint to watch the race. And yes, you can find the occasional rattlesnake out there. That's where it does get its name from. So got to be careful while you're out there, but you can watch some great racing action right here at Phoenix International Raceway. Hosting tonight's Rattlesnake 127, you're watching the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. Tight battle once again. Meet in the middle of the 24, just unable to really go anywhere. One Bledsoe just kind of been stuck in line here, just I don't want to necessarily say following in the tire tracks, but he's all over the rear bumper. Nowhere to go behind him, no distance, no gap that he can kind of play with to try to set up a run, because he does has Derek Moore right behind him. We're going to take a look just how congested it is. Take a look in that rear view mirror. Just at the top side of your screen, you can see just a rear view mirror full of cars. You can see just over there on the left-hand side, guys. Let's get rid of that graphic. There you can see just a little peek of the mirror. And then you can see Derek Moore showing him a mirror full into the outside wall. Little contact for Bledsoe. Outside wall contact. All over the 11, getting in and almost into that wall again. It's getting a little bit precarious here at the front. Lap number 24 going to go on the board this time by, and drivers continue to begin to eyeball green flag pit stops. We should see them in the next, I would say, 10 to 16 laps. Yeah, that's a pretty specific number, but we're going to roll with it. Why not, right? While in Vegas... Wait, we're not in Vegas. Son of a gun. Do they got DraftKings? Does Arizona have... Do they? Yeah? Okay. Well, we're going to bet this thing on DraftKings then here tonight. Oh, jeez. Contact between the 11 and the 24. That's going to open up the door for the 16 of Derek Moore. Bottom of the racetrack, looking for second. Not going to get it. Little bit of contact there between Wiggins and Bledsoe. Getting into turn number 3 really upset that DuPont number 24 machine, and that allowed Moore to work his way by. Almost opened the door for Moore to go to second. But that is going to put Cody Schultz right there behind Bledsoe now if he makes a mistake. Schultz will be there to capitalize. The 13 of Jake Doping. How about the run here tonight out of Jake? Sitting just outside of your top 5. Sitting in that 6th position, Doug Argabright lingering back in 7th, followed by Patrick Coyle, Christian Abate, and Nick Burlow. Round out your top 10. We're going to get back to the action here. Let's go back to Alex Wiggins, Derek Moore, Bledsoe, switching and swapping a little bit of positions, and Ramos with troubles getting into 3. You just don't understand how easily you can overdrive that entry to 3 here at Phoenix International Raceway. Not that the corner sneaks up on you. It's a fairly flat corner. We're going to see if we can get an onboard shot. We got one, guys. Tell me we got one. Let's go back right here. There you go. There is banking, but it's very slight here at Phoenix, so you can really overdrive that corner entry. You got to be careful to be able to catch the car and get it turning through the center, or you'll find yourself washing way up the track, possibly into that outside wall. Just phenomenal throttle control from Wiggins, sitting here in 2nd. Let's take a listen again. You can hear him patient, waiting, and throttled up, not just one solid flat to the floor, but a nice little gradual squeeze all the way to full throttle. Drivers have got to be very careful on how they get back on the gas, how they utilize that right foot. Car can definitely get out of shape and out of hand on you here in Phoenix due to the banking. This banking does lend its hand to being somewhat of a racer's racetrack, right? You gotta... there's a lot going on. It doesn't seem like it, but there's a lot going on behind the wheel of these machines, and it looks like your top 10 all coming back together. Look at this. We are 31 laps into tonight's race, and 1.5 seconds separates first through 8th. Argerbright gonna look to the inside now, looking for a position on doping. Not gonna get there just yet. Let's go back there, guys. Let's watch this one. And I tell you what, you can call me biased if you want, but I'm going to show you one of the most phenomenal paint schemes that you're going to find on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. And big move by Argerbright to the bottom. The 41 Hot Wheels Toyota Supra will take the position away, but we're going to go 2 cars back. Check them out, man. Big shout out to my man right here, Patrick Corno, carrying the Dave of the Cave sponsorship on front end of that machine. Turn 3 all over this thing. Big tip of the cap, Corno, for showing us some love and appreciation. We definitely appreciate the opportunity to be on the hood of that 91 machine. Let's see if we can get it into a podium. Let's see if we can have some fun at these post-race interviews, but nonetheless, we're going to jump around the track just a little bit. Once again, let's head back to the battles. Back inside of your top 5. Heated action at the front. Race leader has some company. Your Premier Racing Center Pole Award winner, Alex Wiggins, has got that real tree machine. Working once again, being able to reel in Ramos, but that's bringing the 16 Harbor Freights machine of Derek Moore and Alan Bledsoe right along with them. So your top 4 still under 1 second between first through 4th, all over each other as green flag pit stops right around the corner. We're going to begin to see these drivers start to eyeball pit lane. And running this close on the track, green flag pit stops can get a little bit treacherous. You can have slight contact is going to be enough to upset these cars coming to pit road, and you may find yourself having big problems. So we'll see who's able to navigate their way through the first round of green flag pit stops. We were just under 90 laps remaining here tonight in the Rattlesnake 127. You're watching the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. Let's back up just a little bit. Let's see if we can't get a little wider picture of tonight's race. Then we can see your top 3 going to skate down the backstretch back into turn number 3. Looking to the high side, we got a pass full position brewing at the front. Pole center looking to reclaim the top spot. Ramos says, and not just yet. He's going to lead yet another lap here tonight. Lap number 39 going to go on the board. Close out of 1. Ooh. Ramos drifting up the track just a little bit. Hot and heavy action here at the front. Ramos up the track through the center of 3. Wiggins going to make the crossover down to the bottom. Advantage out of turn number 3. Alex Wiggins looks to reclaim the lead, but can't do it at the line. Give it to Ramos. Ramos has got to keep it wound up here at the top of the racetrack. He's got to make a run to the high side through the dog leg. Keep it to the high side, running in deep. Keep it out of the wall, little bit of contact. And that's going to allow Wiggins as well as Moore to make their way by. How about Doug Argabright making some moves late in the run? Ooh, dives it deep into the corner. Getting into one, stacking them up on the outside as Ramos. Argabright's got to check up. Lap number 41, hot and heavy action here at the front inside of your top 5. Oh, man. Doug Argabright diving it deep down into these corners, trying to make up the positions. Nobody's willing to throw it down in the corner. Argabright says, you know what? I'll send it. Some amazing racing action early here tonight. Well, early as we start to creep towards that halfway point. I mean, we are only about, what's it going to be, guys? About 23 laps away from the halfway point. So with 5 sets of tires down behind the wall, drivers look like they may be able to pull this off with just a one-stop strategy. Ramos and Burlow to pit road this latest time by, so that may put a little change in the game. Looks like this may indeed be a 2-stop night. Ramos and Burlow to pit road. This time around, any takers? No. We're going to keep it out on the racetrack. Top 12 going to continue out on the track. Taking a little look. Pit stops done for both Ramos and Burlow. They'll head out of pit lane. 1 lap down, about a lap and a half to be exact. But the rest of the field still yet to make their first green flag pit stop. That's going to switch and swap the positions around quite a bit. Starting to heat up the tail end of Bledsoe once again. The 24 has found himself having to run in a little bit of defensive mode here, having to try to protect the position to Adam. Turn number 3 back across the line. Bledsoe going to keep that 3rd spot, but for how long? Argabright going to dive down to the bottom, back into one once again. Bledsoe trying to hold him down to that yellow line, keep him true to that inside run. Will pull the position down the backstretch and back into 3, but this is where Argabright has a little bit of an advantage right there coming off the bottom of turn number 3. Looks like he gets just a little forward bite, a little more forward bite than that 24 of Bledsoe, who's being forced to run that highway. Looking like a man right at home, though, on the high side. Bledsoe, probably one of the most experienced drivers to run that high line here tonight. He's been right out there lap after lap, and it doesn't look like he has any intentions on heading to the bottom. Argabright couldn't get it done in contact. Look at the Formula drift. I'm telling you, man. Whew. Contact between the 41 and the 24, and what a save by Bledsoe, man. Making the late great, the GOAT, period. Ken Block proud with that drift right there, man. Drifting at over 140 miles an hour. Get out of here. So we're already beginning to notice a big discrepancy so far here. We're 8 laps further than the first 2 drivers that came to pit road. Carlos Ramos and Nick Brown are going to head to pit road back on lap number 42. Race leaders making their way around the track. Lap number 50 on the board, 51 when we cross the line this time around. So we're creeping into that 10-lap difference on the fuel and tires. And it's definitely showing up on the speed charts. You can see right there Ramos working his way through the front of this field. He's looking to get himself back on the lead lap the good old-fashioned way. And he's lapping at about 7/10 of a second faster, 3/4 of a second faster each and every lap. But he is making headway. He is making up time. We'll see this all plays out for that 97. However, new man out front for just the 3rd time here tonight. Derek Moore going to claim the top spot. He's going to take the position away from that 11 of Alex Wiggins, become our 3rd different race leader of the night. And there's Ramos. And if you are Derek Moore, what do you do here? You see that 97 closing in. You know he's made the pit stop. You can't just roll over and give him the position because he's going to walk away and absolutely kill you with the shortcut, with the short pit and the undercut. But I don't think Moore's going to have much choice, even with some of the right side damage from scraping that outside wall in turn number 3. Ramos just that much faster. And staying out over 12 laps further. And then that 97. Derek Moore not going to put up a fight. He's going to let the 97 go around on the bottom of the racetrack. But there it is as he walks away. That is distance that he is losing. It's all but assured at this point when your top 12 come to pit road. Carlos Ramos will bypass him. He's worked himself back on the lead lap, and he's going to slowly start closing in on drivers for position. So as they come to pit road, Ramos very well may put a handful of these drivers down the lap when this first round of green flag pit cycles sorts itself out. But are we seeing some of these guys look towards that one-stop strategy? You're looking at lap 64. Let's call it lap 63, 64, the halfway point here tonight. So less than 10 laps away from the halfway point. If you can somehow manage to stretch the fuel and make it a one-stop, although Ramos is making headway through the field, about a half a second faster than your race leader still at the moment. Still 27 seconds down. Ramos sure he's going to make up about 40 seconds or so with the green flag pit stops. So he will definitely catapult his way all the way to the top spot. But when it's all said and done, Ramos is going to have to make a second pit stop. There's no doubt about it. He is not going to be able to carry that thing 80 plus laps. So can he make up enough with the undercut on this first stint to account for having to make that second stop? Odds are in favor of the one stop for the moment. Not really closing in anymore. Ramos unable to really bring that gap down. It's been sitting right around that 27-second mark for the past 3 to 4 laps, so although he still is a half a second quicker, working his way through traffic and around some of the drivers that have yet to hit pit room. Ramos just struggling a little bit to really reel in these drivers in the front. Oh, and we got problems, and it's going to be Carlos Ramos pushing hard, trying to catch up, trying to get there. And Ramos going to have some problems. Let's go back. Let's check the replay. A little bit of a slow look from overhead with the turn 3 drone cam. There you can see Ramos coming out of the corner. Looks like he may get a little loose here on the corner exit. We go ahead and speed that up, guys. That would be greatly appreciated. And looks like they're just going to shake their head at me, so keep it. There you go, guys. We appreciate it. Ooh, an overcorrecting. A little bit of an overcorrection after. A big slide on the bottom of the racetrack, and that's going to put us under caution for the first time here tonight from Phoenix Raceway. Tough little run, tough luck here tonight for Ramos. He's going to start from the tail end of the field. Everybody else going to come get fuel and tires. We're going to take just a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be back after paying the bills right here from Phoenix International Raceway. And back trackside as drivers make their way at a 4-pace car ready to duck in. We're ready to roll once again as the drivers hit the restart zone. We're going back. Green flag racing here from Phoenix. Wiggins back to the point. Moore gonna now have to deal with Doug Albright. That's be second and third. All the racetrack. Alan Munster gonna fall back to fourth. How about the big run to the front now for Nicholas Wing? Wing inside of the top five, looking for more. The Texaco Havoline in 99 gonna take over that fourth position as Bledsoe falls to the rear. It's a string of where did they come from for the moment, man. Nicholas Wing, Cody Schultz, Daniel Jensen making some headway. We got trouble. We got trouble. 13 of Jake Tofin gonna have some problems. We're gonna take a little look here. Let's go back and check the Xfinity replay. Didn't see 13 on the outside of the racetrack. A little bit of a squeeze play. Contact from the 51 Mobile One machine. And that is a big hit on the tire barrier. Vicious. Well, that's going to put us back under caution for the second time quickly here tonight, just at the halfway point. So what do you say we give you a little bit of house cleaning? Some driver rundowns here tonight. 14 drivers took to the starting grid here in the Rattlesnake 127 for the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. We've still got 13 drivers on the track. Only Doping heading behind the wall with an early exit here tonight. 13 drivers still on the track, but only 12 on the lead lap. Ramos caught one lap down when the first caution came out here tonight. Ramos with a long battle to go. He's got halfway, but he gets the wave around. He gets the lucky dog. He will be able to make a pit stop. He will be able to top off with fuel. And if I'm Ramos, I'm getting that fuel. I'm getting those tires. I just came to pit road and got tires back on lap 61, but I came with 5 cents. I've only used 2. Give me another one. And if I've got to stop again, I still got that set there. I think the smart move is to come to pit road. But it looks like Ramos is just going to elect to catch up to the tail end of the field, so we'll get things back. Double file. And get you back to racing action here from Phoenix International Raceway. 2 to go this time around for the boss man at the flag stand. Big shout out to our buddy Joshua Norwood, pulling pace car duties once again. We have a little talk with Mr. Norwood. We got the expense report, and although we say you can order room service, we do not mean sushi every night. We gotta have a little talk about this. I'm over here eating pizza rolls and Hot Pockets, and this guy's over here ordering lobster rolls and stuff. What's going on, guys? I don't get it. Anyways, lap number 69 gonna come to the close as we get set to fire things back off. Lap number 71 when we go back. Green flag racing here at Phoenix International Raceway. We are on the downhill side of things. And there was some amazing action at the front of this field early. So with the lap count smaller and smaller, I would expect to see a little uptick in the action. I would expect to see these drivers maybe dive it into the corner a little bit deeper, a little bit harder. We've already seen Doug Albright. He's willing to punch it down there on that inside lane. He's willing to dive it down into turn 1. That's for sure. We've witnessed it. Will he be a little bit more aggressive here on this restart and look to take over a spot inside of the top 2? He's going to restart third. We'll see how he gets it done. Race leader Alex Wiggins going to bring us back to the green flag as we head off of 4 into the restart zone, and away we go. Green flag flies once again Phoenix. And there's that big dive in we were talking about from Argabright. He's going to close in through the center. But corner off. Derek Moore going to hold strong to the high side. Big look once again into 3. Argabright on the bottom. Not going to have enough to get there. Can he slide up to the high side and chop off the run by Nicholas Wing? That's going to open up the door for Cody Schultz on the inside. The Schultz going to look to, my goodness, squeezed his way around Wing and going to take over that fourth position now. Eyeball. The final spot on the podium. Cody Schultz is there. Tight battle for your race lead. Tight battle 3rd and 4th on the racetrack. To the inside goes Schultz. He's going to root the 41 up out of the way. Nicholas Wing looks to dive into 1. Going to make some ground, make some headway. Almost right there. How about Daniel Jensen? He's making a late race run. How about the man with him right there as well? The Red Mist Podcast 45 machine. Christian Avanti has been quite a quiet night. We had 45, but here, late in the night, late in the race, that King of Beers, Budweiser machine, looking good, solidly, inside of the top 10, knocking on the door of the top 5. We'll see if he can't reel the rest of this field in. Christian Avanti getting in 6th. Big battle at the front, looking to the outside. Derek Moore looking to power that Harbor Freight's number 16 back to the front of the field. Leave a handful of laps here. Let's see if he can get it done. I really think the race win at this point in time, I think it goes through Wiggins. Keeping an eye on the run back through the field for Carlos Ramos, who's back now up to battling for that 10th position. But we've had battles all over the racetrack. Check it out. Nicholas Wing and Christian Avanti, they're going at it for position. Cody Schultz, Doug Argabright going at it. 3rd and 4th, 1st and 2nd at it. Derek Moore finally reclaims the top spot by running the high side. So a good solid run here tonight for Moore has got him back to the point. He's going to begin to pile on those laps led just past the halfway point here tonight. We are down to about right about 50, 51-ish, somewhere in that range. So just, I don't know. Right, drivers were able to get to lap 61 before we see the first caution flag fly. 61 and 61, that tells you that's only 122. That's 5 laps short. With that second caution, has that bumped in enough in the fuel window to try to push this thing from here on out? Will we see this thing stay green flag from here on out? Nobody really able to step away. Throughout the course of tonight's race, no one race leader has been that clear-cut guy. If we could put that on the one guy, he's in the back right now, outside of the top 10, struggling to make his way up through the field after an unfortunate circumstance, pushing hard, trying to gain as much time back after an early pit stop. Carlos Ramos sitting behind the wheel of that 97. He's listed back in 12th. He's been the only driver that we've seen get out front, be able to stay out front for over 40 plus laps. But right now, mired back in traffic. It's just tough sledding here tonight at Phoenix for Ramos from here on out. We'll see what he can do. We'll see if things get back in his favor. Meanwhile, out front, Alex Wiggins going to try to once again take back the top spot, but at the moment, looks like Derek Moore may have him covered up. So where's the battles? Where's the action? Let's go back here. Three-car battle now. Cody Schultz, Doug Argerbright, Christian Avanti into the top 5 for the first time here tonight. Nicholas Swing behind him by a half a second. Alan Bledsoe falling from grace here. That DuPont number 24 machine holding on to 7th for the moment, but heading backwards for the time being. A solid battle here for that final position on the podium here tonight. The Rattlesnake 127 for the Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. Cody Schultz, Doug Argerbright, Christian Avanti all throwing blows. Trying to walk away with a good points day. Abati, he's got to find some speed. He is in basically a must-win situation. Coming into tonight's race, sitting 10th in the overall points standing, 56 points back. Abati needs 2 race wins to even have a remote opportunity. If he cannot get the job done here tonight, that will cross him off the list of potential championship competitors when we hit Homestead next Wednesday night. Had to think about what night it was. I was like, is today Wednesday? Is it Thursday, Friday? What day is it? That's what happens when you're just constantly at these racetracks enjoying some amazing racing action 7 days a week right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. It doesn't matter what you're looking for. Get your adrenaline fix right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. 7 days a week, we got action coming at you. We got super speedways. We got Xfinity Series. We have the Pro Cup Series. We've got open wheels. We've got dirt tracking for you. No matter what your taste is, we got something for you right here 7 days a week. Check us all out if you haven't already. Show these drivers some love and appreciation. Let them know you enjoy all the racing action week in, week out, each and every Wednesday night. So if you haven't already, join us in that push to 4K, but most importantly, drop these drivers that thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash the bell. Over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave to the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. So while you're here, while you're at it, don't forget to show these drivers the love and drop that thumbs up. Tight battle for that final spot on the podium continues between Argerbright and Schultz. We're going to cross the line this time around lap number 90. We're going to go on board. Avanti kind of falling back just a little bit here. Cody Schultz going to give up that third position now. Argerbright going to separate himself. 2-car length advantage back down into one. The Hot Wheels number 41 looking to close in on Moore and Wiggins. And Argerbright with trouble. Oh man, Doug Argerbright with trouble. Big moment there. Doug Argerbright gonna give up a ton of track position. Oh my. Let's go back. Let's see that again. Let's see if we can't pick out exactly what happened here. Things have kind of calmed down a little bit for position on the track. Let's take a little look at the replay really quick. There you can see Doug Arderbright, and it looks like maybe a little slow, maybe something holding up on the throttle. We're going to have to get some word on that, on what exactly took place, with Arderbright going to fall all the way back into that 9th position, man. He's going to have to make one hell of a run to get back to the front at the end of tonight's race. So let's keep it right here for a moment. Let's stay right here with Arderbright. Let's see how he manages to get his way back up through the field. And we'll go on 51 to the high side. A little bit of contact now. Ooh, getting dicey. And now trying to push, trying to overcome the deficit. Lost the 41 of Arderbright. Going to make some contact with the outside wall. You can see the Texaco heavily. Number 99 machine of Nicholas Wing. He gets into the outside wall just a little bit in front of that 41. So not the only driver struggling late in the going here tonight. We've got less than 35 laps remaining. The Rattlesnake at 127. We're from Phoenix Raceway. Let's transition a little bit around the track. Let's just go a little bit further, guys. There you go, right there. Let's bring that 99 into the picture. Now a battle starting to break out between Arderbright and Burnlow. We might have to go back there once again, but we're going to stay right here for the moment. And Budweiser, fast forward Mustang of Daniel Jensen. He's slowly been reeling in, winging. We got trouble. Nicholas Burnlow going to have some problems. The 51 with some problems. Let's go back. Let's check the replay. Let's see how it unfolded, how it all went down. Into the corner, and Arderbright. Oh, and he's going to correct it hard into the outside wall. My God. Vicious, nasty hitting right onto the record. Dude, the hauler. Goes that 51. It's a hit. So here we are, right around the corner from lap 100. We're gonna restart this thing with less than 30 laps to go. I would expect to see everybody on pit road. If you don't come to pit road, you're giving up a race-winning opportunity. Plain and simple. And well, there it is. They're going to listen. Look at that. Everybody going to head to pit road this time around. So, tell you what, we're going to take a little look at the point standings coming into tonight's race. Why everybody gets the work done on the machines. Little look at how things unfolded coming into tonight's race. Doug Arderbright, 10 points out front. Alan Bledsoe, 18 points back. Wing, 26 points back. Nick Burnlow, 27 points back. Now with the 51 having a big-time issue. He's going to walk away with minimal points here tonight. And that's going to put his championship chances on the fringe. Next week at Homestead, he may have to walk away with a race win. We're going to have to let the stats play out, but all the way down to right around that Daniel Jensen, Carlos Ramos, Dave Gage area. That's where it gets iffy. We mentioned Christian Abate coming into tonight's race sitting in 10th. We'd see it right there on the screen. Abate, 56 points back. He needs a race win here tonight to stay relevant, to give himself a chance. And right now, running outside of the top 5, that's not where you want to be. We'll see if the Red Mist Podcast 45 machine can creep up into the mix towards the end of this thing. As we're double file. We're ready to go back. Green flag racing this time around the field. Will unleash the beast once again. Third caution of the night here. The Rattlesnake 127 for the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. Working their way through 3 Will it be the final one? We'll find out in a moment. Pace cars in, we're ready to roll. All the gas in, green flag flies once again here from Phoenix. And Mr. Where did he come from for the moment is Mr. Outta Here, the 10. Gonna get caught up and involved in this one. Bledsoe absolutely destroys the car late in the race, and that is gonna put an end to the run tonight for this 24. Let's go high above. Let's take a look from the turn 3 drone cam at our latest caution. And there you can see Bledsoe already out of shape, trying to save it. Twitches, hits the car. And oh man, just 10 picked the wrong way to go. He's going to jump to the high side in McConville. Unfortunately, going to succumb to the damage as well. Let's take a look inside the cockpit of this number 10 machine. And already trying to miss it, just not enough time to get out of the way. Andrew McConville's night's gonna come to a close as well, so big time trouble for a driver that had that opportunity. It was right there. Now Alan Bledsoe, he's gonna have to overcome some odds next week at Homestead if he's gonna want a shot at the championship still. Don't want to call him Mr. Irrelevant here tonight because he was pretty relevant for the majority of tonight's race. Inside of the top 5, fell back for a little bit, but had that shot on the high side and just got in a little too deep, a little too hot. Back in the car, started to step out, saved it once, saved it twice, but unfortunately, roadblock at 140 doesn't typically seem to work out. Well, contact, carnage, chaos, and that's going to put it in to the night for the 24 and the 10. Both drivers onto pit road. That's going to leave us with just 10 drivers left out on track. All 10 left on the lead lap. Have we seen the final caution? There's the next question for you, race fans. We're going to see 25 laps to go when we cross the line to go back green flag racing this time around. It's time. If you were waiting to go, you can't wait anymore. You don't have the time. The time is now. We're still holding on to that pick of the race. We're still trying to see if that 11 Realtree Camaro can get to victory lane from the pole position here tonight. A pick to win the race and pre-race. We'll see if he can get it done out of 4. Pace car gonna duck in and we're gonna go back. Green flag racing here from Phoenix International Raceway, and back to it. We are racing once again. Wiggins easily takes the top spot. Battle going to be for second, third, fourth. Here it is. Derek Moore going to look to get by Christian Abati. Where did he come from? We were just talking about Abati being outside of the top 5, and here he is, digging on the bottom, coming to the stripe after the restart, looking for second, has third for the moment. Help from Moore behind. Drag race to the line. Abati going to keep third, but has the preferred lane. Back into 1. Not going to be able to make it stick. You can see a little switch off of the front end. Abati going to slide into third. Moore going to hit up fourth with Jensen, and Wayne following in line 5th and 6th. Let's back it up a little bit, guys. There we go. Let's bring some more of the action to the race fans out there in TV land. All the fans in the stands on their feet. They know what they are witnessing here late in the going. And the Rattlesnake 127 The SMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series still nose to tail for the majority of this field, but Wiggins stepping out to one of the biggest race leads of the night now. Just about 3/4 of a second advantage for Alex Wiggins. Look for that 11 to try to finish the thing out. On top and finish strong. Derek Moore now looking to the inside of Christian Abate, looking to take away that podium finish that Abate so desperately needs. And I don't want that to sound bad saying that he desperately needs this finish, but 56 points back with 2 races left. You almost gotta pay for the points. You know what I mean? So with 20 laps to go this time by across the stripe as race leader Alex Wiggins get across the start-finish line. We're going to have 20 to go. We'll drop the time and score. Back over there to the left-hand side of your screen, let you find and follow along with your favorite driver here tonight as Derek Moore continues to heat up the rear deck lid of the 45 Red Mist podcast. Chevy Camaro hanging tough on the high side, but will he be a match for the fast forward at the bottom? Daniel Jensen coming into the mix late in tonight's race, man. How about the run by Jensen? Up 7 positions from where he qualified. Guys, let's go back there to Jensen. Let's get an eye on that Budweiser Ford machine. Man, that Mustang looking good here tonight. Up 7 positions from where he qualified. That's right, 7 positions. Shotgun Sally in the field here tonight from 13th all the way up into the top 5 position. What an amazing night. What an amazing run for Daniel Jensen. Alex Wiggins with an amazing night already from the pole position. Still out front showing the way. What about Nicholas Wing? He's had an amazing run here tonight as well. Gonna give up a position to Argabright for a moment. Getting a ton back off the corner exit. Argabright struggling a little bit at a 1. Cue the Jaws music, because we got a big boy lurking in the waters. Derek Moore starting to eat him up. Bottom of the racetrack once again. That looks to be the preferred passing lane for that 16 here tonight. That's where he's made the majority of those moves, but we have seen him go to the top. He's not afraid to run that high lane, and now he's got about a second to get back to Alex Wiggins. 16 laps to go. It's more than enough time to get there, but can Moore get more out of the car? All pun intended. We're gonna be petty like that. Can he get that little bit of extra once he gets there? Everybody will tell you it doesn't matter if you can get to me. It doesn't matter if you're faster than me. It doesn't matter one bit that you ran me down. Can you make the pass when you get there? That's where race management, gap management, especially this late in the race, comes in handy. Can Wiggins force the hand of that 16 of Moore? Can he force him to maybe run a little bit harder? Maybe run some of those tires off, thinking he's closing in by running a little easier? Can that 11 of Wiggins play those cat and mouse games? Or with just a 6/10 of a second advantage, do you just try to get everything you can? You know your tires are going to last to the end. You came to pit road on lap number 96 to get 4 fresh tires, to get it topped off with fuel. You don't have to worry. You got what you got to the end. You got to find a way to make it work. Can he get more out of the car? We'll see. That 14 going to sit in second for the moment. How about the one back here? Let's go back here. We've got things heating up once again. And here comes that Hot Wheels number 41. Doug Arnerbright all over the rear deck lid of Abati. Daniel Jensen gonna fall back now into that 6th position. Nicholas Wing to 7th. Carlos Ramos gonna move up to 8th with Patrick Coro 9th and Zach Miller rounding out your top 10. Ooh, big moment there for Daniel Jensen. He's going to get super loose. On the corner exit. Ooh, 3 wide contact, 2 for 1. How in the world did Abati save it? Holy money dance. Woo. Well, we're gonna move on. We're just gonna head on right on past. Coro gonna move into 8th. Ramos now up to 7th. Daniel Jensen struggling just a little bit. Here comes that 91 to the bottom of the racetrack, looking to the inside of Ramos. Contact. Almost took that 97. Some late race contact becoming a little bit more prevalent here at Phoenix. A lot of guys diving deep into these corners. Looking again, good rolls through the center. And how about the closing rate by Ramos that time out of 4? Let's take a look here. Doug Argerbright trying to reel in Cody Schultz for that 3rd and final podium position here tonight. Let's go to the front. We got to get to the race lead. We got a battle with less than 10 to go. 8 when we cross the line this time around. 8 miles remain. Here from Phoenix Raceway in the Rattlesnake 127 for the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. We're going to take a little look on board now. Let's take a ride around the track as this Harbor Freight's number 16 of Derek Moore looks for the top spot again. A little bit of contact. You can see him lose the front end of the race car, and that's going to let Wiggins step out. Half a second advantage out of 3 now. Big issue here for Moore. He's going to be able to reload the clip though. He's got a little bit of a gap to deal with, a little bit of gap behind him that he can give up. There you can see all the way back in 3rd, Cody Schultz 1 second back. So he can refocus, reestablish, and rerun, and try to re-attack. That 11 of Wiggins for the race leader. We'll see if he's going to get the job done. Carlos Ramos with a little bit of trouble late in the race here. Ramos a little slow. Through 3 on the bottom of the racetrack. Had a big moment there. White knuckle moment for the 97, who will think about what could have been and what once was. Ramos was dominating for the first 40 laps of tonight's race. Grabbed the race lead on lap number 1. Did not look back or give up that race lead until coming to pit road. Just a tough night from there has unfolded for that 97. Unable to make the repeat winning appearance to victory lane. But nonetheless, Ramos still going to continue trying to track down a season championship. I think this may be a very big moment for Derek Moore. Right, nobody comes to finish second. But this could be the moment that keeps other people's championship hopes alive a little longer. A race win will definitely go a long way for Moore. Came into tonight's race just 10 points back, and with Doug Argerbright running in 4th, Moore would have quite a bit of a points gain, quite a bit of an advantage heading into Homestead, especially that momentum. 5 wins in his back pocket. Will he make it happen here tonight? Out of 3, once again, we're going to see popsicle sticks on display as Derek Moore running that Larson line and gets it done. 2 to go here in the Rattlesnake 127. Man, that's it. That's all it takes. You only need to be at the front at the right time, at the right place, which would be the front. There it is, just like that. Final lap. White flag flies here at Phoenix Raceway. Less than a mile of racing action remains in the Rattlesnake 127. Derek Moore on his way to securing his 5th win of the year. The Harbor Freight's number 16 machine found a way to get it done late in tonight's race, and he will walk away in victory lane once again across the line. Derek Moore is your race winner. Alex Wiggins and Cody Schultz get to finish out the podium here tonight over Brian Wayne, Jensen, Coro, Abati, Miller, and Ramos. Finish out your top 10. And just a hell of a night for this 16. I mean, really walking away with not necessarily an easy week coming next week for championship night, but he can breathe a little bit easier knowing that he closed that gap. He's going to give the fans in the stands a smoke show as he burns it down post-race celebrations in order here at Phoenix. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up to go for your post-race show. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back trackside at the conclusion of tonight's Rattlesnake 127. What a run, what a night here tonight from Phoenix Raceway. And we're going to see if we can dial up and have a few words with some of the drivers that walked away with a podium finish. We're going to see if we can dial up and have a word with the man that walked away third here tonight behind the wheel of that number 5 machine. Cody, it's Dave. You got a copy?
Hey, Dave, I got you.
Hey, bud, how you feeling after finishing things off here tonight at Phoenix with a solid podium finish?
Better than I thought. I thought it was gonna be probably just top 5, but a couple things happened late in the race, couple of late cautions, and I somehow snuck away a third place finish.
Well, we opened things up here tonight with a long green flag run. I believe if I'm not remembering this correctly, you can definitely correct me, but you seem to be extending that fuel run. Were you going to be able to make this thing on a one stop?
It was gonna be really close. Either way, I think I still would have pitted. I think you just gained too much traction, especially with the tire wear here. So I was definitely expecting just a 2 pit stop race. So I was kind of just being neutral with it, seeing what the leaders were gonna do, and just kind of following what they were gonna do.
Well, man, we got one more week before the season is over with here in season number 9 with the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. Do you think you got what it takes to get back to a podium, maybe to victory lane before this season closes out?
I hope so. We've actually had a couple good last races. I think we were on the podium last week at Martinsville, and another podium here today. So I'm hoping for a podium. Maybe we can sneak a win in there, but we will have to see.
Well, Cody, an amazing job here tonight from Phoenix. Before we let you go and soak it all up and soak it all in, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, maybe thank anybody back home or at the race shop?
Of course, my buddies Dan, Jake, Nick, and of course Snake River Racing. We're actually having a hell of a season this year, so it feels good, especially racing with all these guys.
Well, Cody, congratulations on the podium finish. We'll see if we can catch up with you next week. Championship night at Homestead. Until then, my friends, stay safe and keep it fast.
Awesome. Thanks, Dave.
All right, there you go. Final words for the man that walks away with the final spot on the podium here tonight. Cody Schultz going to walk away with third, and that's going to move us right along the list. We're going to see if we can dial up and pull in and have a few words with the man behind the wheel of that number 11 machine. Walked away with the Premier Racing Setup Pole Award. Alex, it's Dave. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Dave.
Man, one hell of a race, one hell of a night for you. Walk us through those final few laps. What was going through your mind as you looked in that rear view mirror and seen the 16 getting closer?
He was every single lap he was learning and getting better. It just was a matter of time before he got to me. I know it's hard to pass, and once he got to me, I figured I could play a little bit of a line game and maybe keep him behind me, but he's just fast, and there's no way to keep him behind you when he's that much faster than you. It was like a 30-lap run at the end. The first 15 laps, I felt like I used my tires up too much, and once he got around me, he just drove away.
Well, Alex, it was an amazing performance from you tonight. Anyway, regardless of the finishing order, I know you would like to have walked away with a race win. Everybody comes to win week in, week out, but you led a handful of laps. You controlled a good portion of tonight's race. Nothing to hang your head about. How could you feeling about heading into next week's race to cap the season off at Homestead?
I'd like to say I feel good, but Homestead, I've never been great there, but just like this track, it's all about tire saving, right? And that's one thing that I struggle with, and I felt like that helped me a lot tonight, trying to figure out how to save tire and when to save and when to go. So I feel like it's going to be a lot of the same game next week, and just we're here to learn and have fun.
Well, man, we enjoyed the heck out of seeing that real tree Camaro out front showing the way here tonight. We hope to see you out front next week, but until then, before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Just everybody that puts on this league, you for the broadcast, all the guys that put the money in to do this. It's just fun to be able to sit down a night of the week and have fun with all these guys and run around.
Well, another amazing night for you. We look forward to seeing if you can recapture that magic next week down in Miami. We'll see how you go there. Until then, my friend, stay safe and keep it fast. All right, there you have it. Final few words for the man that walks away as your pole sitter, but will finish in second. Gave up the race lead with 3 laps to go. Man, that's a tough pill to swallow, but taking it in stride. Alex Wiggins gonna walk away second. And that's gonna move us on to victory lane with a familiar face in a familiar place
The new
once
version.
again. Win number 5. Old version, new version. It don't matter what version. Man, you always up here in the booth, man. How you feeling? How you doing? Win number 5.
Feeling a lot better than I did last week. I felt pretty good about that race and threw it away. But I didn't really know what to expect with this race. I thought it was going to be the current layout of Phoenix, and to my surprise, it was the old version, which I'll take. I've been wanting to do like a league race here for a while. I kind of struggled in practice, and I didn't get my qualifying lap that I wanted, and I just kind of sat back and did my thing the first half, and then found speed in the second half, and somehow got my way into the lead and finished on top of the podium.
Well, these guys have got some trouble when you say, well, I'll take the old track, but you walk away with yet another race win. Man, you are sure humble. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Man, it's been an amazing year for you here tonight. You came into tonight's race 10 points back outside of the points lead. It's going to be neck and neck. You may have the points lead. I'm not quite sure how the points are going to shake out heading into Homestead, but you're right there with the opportunity with this coming the week before. Do you think, I know it's a much different track, much different racing at Homestead. Tire wear does come into play in saving tires. It is a little bit of a factor there as well, but does this give you any confidence heading into the championship race at Homestead that you're going to be able to bring this thing home?
A little bit. We've done several races at Homestead in this league, and I think that's usually our finale, and I never feel really that great about it, but I think I've come home top 5 most every race. So I like to think I've learned a few things and I'm better than I was. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm just gonna try and just manage the race and get what I can out of it. I know I don't even know who I'm battling with for the points. I've lost track of it with all my I should be sitting better than I am, but yeah, I will see. I'm just gonna try and take what I can and maximize everything, and yeah, hopefully I can come home with the championship.
Well, I'm going to board the fans in TV land with a little bit of stats real quick just to get you caught up on your own season. I don't know how or why I got to do this, but hey, it is what it is. This is going to be your 6th top 5 out of 10 weeks of racing action that you've made it to the track. So a 60% top 5 finishing rate. Just about I believe it's going to end up being, yes, it is a 70% top 10 finishing rate. This is going to be your 7th top 10, your 5th win. I mean, your winning percentages is out the roof at this point in time when you show up. I mean, a 50% winning rate, that is, if you were in the major league, a 50% batting average, you'd be at 500, man.
Oh yeah,
Get out of here.
it's been pretty checkers or wreckers. That's for sure.
Well, man, you do have some guys you may be battling. Bledsoe, Arga Bright, Wing had a good race going on here tonight, so he may be up in the mix with a shot at it. So you do have some competition. It's not a clean-cut week next week at Homestead by any means, but if you can continue that consistency that you've shown throughout the course of the season, it's going to be a hard-fought thing to dethrone you from that top spot. But nonetheless, you got the job done here tonight. You made it that much easier on yourself and your crew heading into next week. So before we let you go and enjoy the rest of the night celebrations, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, as always, thank you for broadcasting, and thank the admins in the league for putting on such a great series. Always have a lot of fun here. Thank my wife now. First win as a married man, so that's good. Thank my dad for putting in some go-kart prep work this week. Racing Sunday for $400. We'll see. Hopefully that goes well. And thank the teammates. Andy had a bold strategy call there at the end. He ended up wrecked, and then Christian had a pretty good run at the end, but I think he had a little bit of trouble there on that last run. But yeah, just thanks to everybody who puts this on and lets me race every week.
Well, Derek, it's always a pleasure catching up with you at the end of these things. Always a pleasure poking a little bit of fun at you when we have the opportunity. Again, congratulations on becoming a newlywed. We wish you the best in that side of things, as well as your real life racing, the go karts. $400 might not sound like much, but to a lot of people it would go a long way. So we wish you the best on that. Hope the go kart season continues in your favor. And until we hit the track next time, stay safe and keep it fast. All right, there you go. Final words for the man that walks away with his 5th win of the season. You heard it there in the rundown of the stats. 50% winning percentage. That is almost unheard of. If you had that kind of winning percentage in the NFL, the NBA, we're going to throw the WNBA in there. If you got a batting average of 500, you'd be up there in the Hall of Fame with your name GOAT beside it. He has been the measuring stick of the season, and I don't see it slowing down. Derek Moore is going to be a driver you're going to have to deal with next week at Homestead. If you're going to want a shot at the championship, it is going to run through that Harbor Freight number 16 team. I can guarantee you that, man, it's been a hell of a year for him. I don't see it stopping anytime soon. What a night here from Phoenix. What a great race here in the Rattlesnake 127 for the Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. And as producers hit those buttons in the background, you know the familiar sounds. You know it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results from Phoenix Raceway. Walking away with their checkered flag. 5th win of the year. The number 16 machine back in victory lane. Derek Moore will walk away as your race winner. Your Premier Racing Setup Pole Award winner, Alex Wiggins, going to fall short here tonight. He's going to give up the top spot with 3 laps to go. Wiggins will finish in 2nd. Following up last week's podium performance from Martinsville, Cody Schultz going to put the 5 in home in 3rd. 4th place tonight to the Hot Wheels number 41 Toyota Supra, piloted by Doug Argabright, with Nicholas Wing coming home 5th, sliding in at 6th. The 99 Texaco Havoline Machine, whoa, no, that's going to be 5th place runner Nicholas Wing. Daniel Jensen behind the wheel of the Budweiser. Number 4 finishes in 6th, sliding home in 7th. The 91 of Patrick Crow with me on the hood. What a run for my own sponsored car. No, just kidding. Christian Abati going to get that Red Mist podcast number 45 home in the 8th position. Zach Miller 9th, 10th place tonight to Lieutenant Carlos Ramos with Andrew McConville. Alan Bledsoe, Nick Merlo, and Jake Dofing finishing out the 14-car field here tonight from Phoenix International Raceway. What a night, what a way to bring things to a head. We're going to finish off the season next week under the lights at Homestead Miami Speedway. Mark it on your calendar. You do not want to miss that. We're going to crown a season champion here in season number 9 with the Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. What a night. What a race. We're going to start to cut off the lights and roll up the cords. But before we go, if you haven't already, be sure To join us in that continued push to 4,000 subscribers, show the drivers some love, drop the thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell. Over there on the right-hand side, get notified any time we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself or anyone else back at the headquarters. We appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Whether you're sliding in to say hey, or you are one of our dedicated fans, friends, family, or one of our many different sponsors across our many different leagues and series, we appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there would be no us. You are why we do what we do and why we love to do what we do. So thank you to each and every one of you joining us here tonight. Until next time, my friends, stay safe, stay loved, and we'll meet you in Turn 3.